Some days I just gotta go. You know, jump in my car, roll back the sunroof, put on my favorite vibe, just hit the road. I'm not going anywhere special, but I'm not going from anywhere special. I just need to be out there, feeling the breeze, enjoying some time, appreciating myself. Now, it's not that I'm not worried about what I'm supposed to do, but in these moments, it's about what I need to do for the betterment of myself. This, friends, because I care less. It's not because I care less, it's because I care less. So go ahead, friend. Hang tight with that for a second. Let your mind do what it must. Does it sound like I'm being irresponsible, negligent, not paying attention? Maybe I'm selfish. This is what we are trained to think. But stay with me, friend. That's not what I mean by that. It's not even close. When I say careless, I mean deliberate, intentional, a decision. It's their weight, not yours. And it's time to put it down for good. The emotional burdens, unsolicited obligations, the guilt trips, designed as requests, the relationships that only run in one direction and it's probably not your direction. The yeses you've been saying yes to, knowing you needed to say no to. Careless and Be More, it's not a contradiction, it's a sequence. You cannot become more while you're buried under the weight of everyone else's everything. You become more by becoming careless about the right things. Yo, what up, crew? It's Jamey. Welcome to Man Listen. Hope everything's been sweet in your world, if not more amazing than usual. So I've got some fun adventures ahead for you to share with you, to make you learn things about you. So if you're ready, because I'm ready, let's do this. Let's try a thing. Put a finger up if you've been the strong one. Put a finger up if you are the strong one. The reliable one, the one people call when things go sideways. Is your arm getting heavy? Mine too. We are the one who shows up, right? The one who figures it all out. We are the ones built to absorb the crisis, dragging around all kinds of anxiety. Experts at managing the chaos so everyone else doesn't have to. Somewhere along the way, quietly, without a formal announcement, that became the expectation. Or it wasn't a gift you were giving, it was a service you were contractually obligated to provide from this day forward. You can waste your time looking left, looking right. Nobody signed you up for this. Guess what, though? Here you are. Every time you absorb someone else's crisis, carry someone else's anxiety, manage someone else's chaos, you are spending something. Something real, something finite, something that does not automatically replenish overnight. The sharp and jagged edge of managing other people's emotional burdens is not a figure of speech. It cuts slowly yet quietly until one day you're reaching for something you need for yourself and it's gone. Well, look at there, friends. That's the cost of careless emotional spending. And you had no idea. You had no idea. You've been paying for it for decades. Here's the reframe I want you to carry through this entire episode. Caring about people and being consumed by their problems are two completely different things. You can love someone deeply and still refuse to let their emotional hurricane become your daily forecast. You can be present without being absorbed. You can be generous without being depleted. At your big age, you've earned the right to be selective to what emotional baggage you're willing to carry. That's not cold. That's not unavailable. It's selective. There's a difference, and it matters immensely. Nobody's going to admit this, so we're going to talk about it. Giving from your heart does not mean heartfelt reciprocation should be expected. I'm going to say that again before I move on. Giving from your heart does not mean a heartfelt reciprocation should be expected. Giving from your heart does not mean heartfelt reciprocation will come. And let's not forget this one. Giving from your heart does not mean heartfelt reciprocation is even likely. There are a lot of people that have the presumption that because I gave you, you're going to give me. Because I cared about your circumstance, you care about mine. Oh, no, sir. No, ma'am. It doesn't work out like that. Reciprocation in its genuine form is pretty rare. It's not impossible. I'm just telling you, it's rare. The type of men who suffer most around this are the ones who give generously, genuinely, fully from their heart. And then they start to keep receipts. It's not conscious, it's not even deliberate, but they keep those receipts. And every time the return doesn't come back the way they've given, the entry gets recorded. The resentment builds, and that weight, oh, it's super heavy. So if you're that guy, if you're that type of person, I can understand the anger, hostility. But here's the liberation I want to offer to you. Giving is your thing. Give because it's who you are. Give because it reflects your values, your character. Give because it's the right thing to do in the right moment. Friends, don't be this person. You know, the one that gives with a clear expectation of getting something in return. It doesn't work out like that because we will turn a gift into a transaction. And when a transaction doesn't come close to what we expected, you got cheated, right? Your feelings are hurt. You're mad at people. But guess what? It was all your fault because you showed up with an expectation instead of a generous heart. Man, listen, I can't tell you how to feel. I can't tell you how to be. But here's a suggestion. Go ahead and release that receipt. Ball it up, throw it in the trash. Don't be concerned about things that you set in motion just from being a generous person. And to keep it really real, sometimes you're going to get burned. There's always going to be somebody in somebody's circle who cannot or will not show up the same way you show up for them. Pay attention. Be more astute when, how, and when you give, because on occasion, you shouldn't give. The answer to why not is pretty simple. You are not the bank for everyone's emotional withdrawals. Were you aware that no is an entire sentence? So let's practice. No. Nah, I don't like that one. Let's practice. No. Beautiful. I like that one. And it's okay to say no. It's not one of those sentences that needs to be dressed up, that needs icing or gravy or butter on top. It does not. It does not require detailed explanation. It does not justify your need for a slide date. You don't have to apologize. You don't have to counter propose something else. Just say N.O. No is a complete sentence. It is one of the most powerful tools you can possess. Sadly, it's not used often enough. Let's break down what no actually means underneath the discomfort of saying it. No is a shelter. It protects your personal space and your peace. No protects your financial reality, both ability and inability without requiring you to justify anything. No protects you from being taken for a ride. And I'm not talking about any old ride. I'm talking about a wild ride. The kind of ride where you wake up 3 months later and wonder where in the world you are and whose luggage am I carrying around. Men in this particular age bracket are particularly susceptible to the yes trap. We were raised to be providers, to be solid, to be the one who handles it. Saying no can feel like a character flaw when it's actually an act of wisdom. Here's the math. Every yes you give to something that does not serve you is a no to something that does. You have a finite amount of time, finite amount of energy, and the candle that is burning constantly. Choose your yeses like they cost something to you because all those yeses, they do cost something. No does not make you difficult. No does not make you selfish. No does not make you a bad friend, a bad partner, a bad guy. And I get it. It can be uncomfortable saying no to people that you're used to saying yes to. But please understand, friend, that a good no makes you value a wise yes. Can we talk about my bike for a minute? Not as a flex, not as a brag, as a philosophy. Because what my bike represents and what the reaction to it reveals is everything I want to say about self advocacy and what money actually is. I'm a serious cyclist, have been for many years. Matter of fact, today they say we are bicycle enthusiasts, and that's cool. I can go with that. I ride in flashy kits. I take it seriously as an athlete and as a practice. And when people find out what a serious, properly built cycling setup costs, a real one, spec'd out for a real rider, the reactions are very telling. People ask me, what if something happens to it? Couldn't you get something cheaper? Do you really need that level of equipment? Yes, yes, I do. Here's why your question reveals more about your relationship with money than my answer will ever. Money is simply a tool. That's it. It is not a trophy to be hoarded behind glass. It is not a security blanket to be clutched in fear of what if they never arrive. It is not a measure of your intelligence, your discipline, or your worth. Money is a tool. It's a tool meant to be used. All right, let me slow my roll real quick so you understand where I'm coming from. I'm not saying that there's infinite money. Everybody doesn't have what everybody else has, but the resources that you have available to you are traditionally used to ensure life is safe, sound, and comfortable for you. We know some have more than others, some have less than others. That is a commonality, especially in the United States in the year of 2026. But if you have, and if you're willing to use to your advantage, money is an incredible tool. Anyway, back to my bike. So, what the bike actually buys for me? It buys me miles of silence on roads before the world wakes up sometimes. It buys me a physical challenge that matches who I am as an athlete and who I intend to remain. It buys me freedom of movement. I told you I've got MS, right? It buys me the version of myself that shows up better in every other area of my life because this needs to be honored and not apologized for. Treating yourself, okay, maybe taking care of yourself, it's not an indulgence. It's called maintenance. Self advocacy means knowing what you need and being willing to provide it for yourself without waiting for permission, without apologizing for its cost, without shrinking the need to make someone else feel comfortable with a number that is none of their business. Friends, if you've grown as much as I hope you have, you realize that silence is a blessing. Pursue it. Money is a tool. Use it intentionally. Your peace is an asset of the absolute highest order. Men, listen. Do not ever ask me what the bike costs if your mentality is limited. The benefits outweigh any penny pinching ever imaginable for those fears of what if. Here's the one that's going to make some people uncomfortable. Well, good. Discomfort means it's going to land hard. The candle of your life is burning. Every single day it burns a little faster than the day before. This is not pessimism. This is not morbidity. This is the honest, unvarnished physics of being alive. What does that reality demand? If you're paying attention, it's urgency. Not panic, not recklessness, urgency. The kind that makes you stop waiting for the right moment and recognize that this is the moment right here, right now. Is the one you actually probably been waiting for, but you've been overthinking for way too long. So go for it. I mean, really, go for it. Fully, without the hedging and the second guessing and the performing for an audience that is not even paying attention. Go for it. And yes, this will be an inconvenience for some people. It will make some people super uncomfortable. It may hurt some feelings. People who were comfortable for that smaller, more manageable, more accommodating version of you will not know what to do with this full version. And so what? And so what if their feelings are hurt? That's not your problem to solve. Hey, do you remember the parental advice we got way back when we were kids? It was really pretty simple and it was direct. We didn't come here to make friends. Let's apply that to your life. And now, let's apply it to your own ambitions. Apply it to the things you've been holding back because of what someone might have thought. Now's that time. Any people who are threatened by the full self version of you were never really in your corner. They were comfortable with the version of you that stayed small enough not to outshine them. That version of you, it's about to retire. Here's what I suggest, friends. Do your thing. Add some spice. The candle is burning and the time is now. All right, team, here's the challenge. Four things. Identify one thing you've been carrying around that was never yours. One obligation, one emotional burden, one yes that should have never been anything more than a no. Name it, write it down if you have to, then decide, how do I put this thing down for good? Practice the complete sentence. Find one moment this week where no is the honest answer. Say it without a paragraph after, without needing to apologize. Just no. Notice how the world doesn't end. Identify one thing you've been denying yourself, an investment, an experience, a version of your life that you keep postponing. Ask yourself honestly, what is the real reason I haven't done this? Is it a financial reality or is the fear dressed up as responsibility? Name one thing you've been going halfway on, the dream, the plan, the move you keep almost making. What would it look like if you actually went all the way? And ask yourself, what's actually stopping you? Careless is not the absence of care. It is the redirection of it. Care about the right things. Let go everything else. Based on who you are today. Can you care less and be more? Can you care less and be more? Listen, stop caring about else's crap. There's not a nicer, kinder, more loving way I could say that to you. And give of your heart without keeping score. Say no like it's a complete sentence because no is a complete sentence. Invest in yourself without needing to apologize. And go for the life you actually want with the urgency and the tenacity necessary in this moment. None of this means you stop caring about people. None of this means you become someone who moves through the world taking without giving. None of this is a permission to be selfish in a small, ordinary, unexamined way. This is permission to be selfish in the correct way, in the way that makes you more present, more capable, more generous for what actually matters because you are no longer hemorrhaging in all that other stuff. This is what I'm saying. I'm going to go off script. You cannot pour from an empty cup. You cannot give your best self if you burn down yourself year in, year out. Be smart enough, be intuitive enough to take greater care of yourself for the greater care of yourself. It's going to be appreciated for those around you that see the stronger, more ferocious version of you giving. That's what this is about. So careless is a prerequisite for being more. Put down that other nonsense because you don't need it. As always, friends, stay vital, stay curious, keep grinding. Man, listen, it's Jamey, and I'm out.